Hey YouTube, how's it going? Ed here with another review, and today I'm going to be reviewing L'Artisan Parfumer's T42. The fragrance opens up immediately with a very faint twang of star anise, followed up by an almost invisible there and then gone greenness supplied courtesy of the bergamot. Next I get these warm edible spices which very quickly start to develop and take shape. I get a tiny bit of cinnamon, a little bit of ginger, and then we get the introduction to the Lapsang Souchong black tea note, which the fragrance is pretty much built around. I also get the early sweetness supplied with by the honey, like a dash of honey added to your favourite cup of tea. The spice combinations with the cinnamon and the ginger afford the fragrance depth, and in the top we get the introduction to the smokiness, which to my nose is not tobacco-esque at all, but an aroma created by the wonderful Lapsang Souchong tea. In the mid, the tea and the honey really start to come into play, creating a warm, sweet, cozy, comforting feeling, giving a very edible quality to the fragrance as well, almost gourmandesque in nature, like you're enjoying your favourite biscuit with your tea poured into your favourite mug while snuggling up to someone special. The black tea smell with the addition of the honey and the spices feels smooth and harmonised. And then I'd say about a quarter way through the mid we get the full introduction, full development of the smoky vibe. It's bold but not overpowering, and the smokiness gives body to the mid of the fragrance. Here we get the overall lasting feeling of the fragrance, which is slightly sweet and edible, honeyed, and the smoky tea vibe that will last a good while. This is very much akin to the feeling of sipping tea in front of an open fire, cuddled up with someone special, enjoying one another's company. You have the aroma of the tea coupled with the warmth and glow from the burning embers just enveloping the wearer. It's really quite wonderful. But having said that, it's the smokiness that's the first to fade out slowly as we begin to transition into the base of the fragrance. And what we're left with is a very much toned down black tea and the sweet honey. I should mention that in this fragrance the honey note is incredibly well done. It's sweet, it's natural, it's authentic, it's not cloying, it's not sickly, it doesn't smell synthetic, and it's very well done. It's like, in this fragrance, as if someone poured the exact right amount of honey into your tea. It's very, very nice. Also in the base I get the very faintest hint of leather with a little bit of powdery vanilla, and of course the residual sweetness from the honey with a touch of smokiness still there as well, that's just lingering. Ultimately what you're left with is a very safe, sweet skin scent. For some reason this works incredibly well on my skin. I get at least 8 hours out of this, but I think the average wearer should expect about 6 hours out of the lifespan of this fragrance. T42 is an intense, rich, classy, safe, niche fragrance which, despite the name, is not necessarily all about the tea. This is a fragrance that I personally would consider to be a classic, and it is an absolute crying shame that L'Artisan have, for one reason or another, decided to discontinue it from their line, as this was my favourite from the house. This is a great scent for the autumn and the winter, very versatile, very unisex, and suitable for any occasion. Personally, I wouldn't wear this in the heat, in the spring or the summer, because it would just become far too cloying, far too heady, and it would ruin the beauty and the safety and the comforting, warm, sweet feeling of the fragrance. This is very versatile. Age range, I've got to say early 20s upwards, and on the average wearer, as I've briefly touched upon, expect to get around 6 hours of the total lifespan of the fragrance. Projection is average at best, but then if it was a projection beast, the fragrance would become crass instead of being classy and comforting, and the sillage is very nice as well. So to sum things up, you have this sweet, honeyed, edibly spicy, not too spicy, smoky tea scent that is quite versatile and ultimately suited to the cool weather. So ratings for this fragrance, I'm going to give the sillage a 3 out of 5, the projection a 2.5 out of 5, longevity 3 out of 5, and the overall smell of this I'm going to give a 3.5 out of 5. That's been my review of L'Artisan Parfumer's Tea for Two. If you can find it, it's definitely worth picking up, as this is a classic fragrance, and it's great for the cooler weather. Anyway, cheers for watching guys, and take care.